afraid to take a stand. Just then you know that you're not alone. Holler if you feel like you've been down the same road. Yeah, it's been a ride. I guess I had to go to that place.
My journey in network marketing and in everything to do with this business began with one man. And it's very important for you because today we are going to be talking about this man. This man changed the world we live in. To see him only within the context of India would be wrong, because he affected us all. He affected the entire world. Even today, he remains a force to be reckoned with. And it's important to know this. The word rhythm that we use so often, the word rhythm that drives Rhythm Foundation, comes from a little story of Gandhiji. Gandhi did not just fight for independence in India. He fought for independence everywhere. I'm not here to talk about the challenges, the controversies and so on that surrounds every human being. I'm here to talk to you about the greatness of a man who influenced the thinking of generations after his demise. You want to sit here and talk about what makes a man great, then you are in the right place. Are you with me? So the word rhythm came about from a very interesting little story about Mahatma Gandhi. In his ashram in Johannesburg, he had people come to him from universities all across the land. And many of them walked away from university educations to come there, pick up a broom and sweep, to come there and clean latrines. Are you with me? In one of these instances, when Gandhi saw this young boy come there, and he was cleaning a latrine, cleaning a toilet. Are you with me? So Gandhiji walked past him and said, "So from where did you come?" He says, "I came from the university." "What did you come for?" "I came here to serve." He says, "Wonderful. What were you studying?" He says, "I was studying engineering." "So you gave up engineering to come here and clean toilets?" He says, "Yes, I will clean toilets and do whatever else is necessary. You tell me and I'm here to serve." He says, "If that's the case, then the first thing you have to learn, the first thing you have to do is go back to university, raise yourself, then come here and together we will help mankind." He said to this boy who had given up everything to come here and serve him, he said, "First go back and raise yourself. Go back and be the best you can be. Go back and become a shining diamond, then come back to me." Are you with me? And that's a powerful point. To me, that was the basis for rhythm. Raise yourself to help mankind. Like this, there are so many things that he did that continue to be lessons for us all today. His life was his message. He lived his message. And what was the beauty of the man is that he belonged to the world. There are so many lessons that we have utilized in our own journey that we have tried very hard to maintain. As a company, we have chosen to be non-violent. Ahimsa being one of the cardinal principles of Gandhi, non-violence or ahimsa. So we chose as a company to be completely vegetarian. It is not based on any spiritual, ethical, or religious belief. It is based on simple fact. Let us not cause harm to any living being. If we cannot create it, let's not destroy it. But can we all take a moment to go back and remember this man? Remember the life that he led, the message that he left with us all. Because truly, there's something that you must remember about Gandhi that perhaps no other person in history has ever been able to emulate. Simply this: he was neither a president nor a prime minister. He was not a general. He held no political position. He was not a businessman. He had no wealth. He walked around in a loincloth. Are you with me? No power, no position, no prestige. We look up to people today because they are either, filthy rich like a Bill Gates or an Ambani or Li Ka-shing or whatsoever, because they have achieved so much in material wealth. What made him so powerful was he held no position, political or otherwise, economic or otherwise. He was a simple man, but when he spoke, millions of people listened. And when he died, 1 million people walked, came by bullock cart, came by train, came by every single mechanism or transportation they could find to come and attend the Mahatma's funeral. Where, at a time where there was hardly a newspaper to every village, hardly a radio to every 100 villages, where the message was actually passed by word of mouth, the single most powerful thing in human history, word of mouth. Are you with me? I give you Mahatma Gandhi.
I do dimly perceive that whilst everything around me is ever changing, ever dying, there is underlying all that change a living power that is changeless, that holds all together, that creates, dissolves, and recreates. For I can see that in the midst of death, life persists. In the midst of untruth, truth persists. In the midst of darkness, light persists. Hence I gather that God is life, truth, light. He is love. He is the supreme good.
Therein lies the power of his message, that we are able to feel him so many decades decades after he has come and gone. So people ask me, what have I patterned this company that we are building? What have I patterned it across? I have patterned it across his words. The first, and I think most powerful message that all of you need to take home. Are you with me? In your hearts, the future depends on what we do in the present. I simply call it living in the now. Live right now, in this instant. This instant is all that you have that can change your future. Your future depends on what you do right now. So stop holding your hand out and asking people to read your palm. Stop asking to read your future, because when somebody is looking and trying to read your future, you cannot close your palm, put to work, and make your future yourself. The next. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Serve to lead, and you will lead to serve. And that is the answer. Service. He lived his life in service for others. Are you with me? There is no bank account that will follow you. The only thing that you can take with you is what you do for others. We're talking to you about people, because people are your real wealth. And the next, strength. Such a powerful word. If there's one thing that you can give your children, it's not money. Real strength comes from here. This is the only place. Which is why, in many ways, women are a lot stronger than us. Being able to carry something physically, being strong enough to beat up somebody is not strength. Real strength comes from enduring pain. Give birth and then we'll see whether you have strong. Are you with me? Strength comes from ability to bear. And that forbearance is a gift. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. Are you with me? His will drove 300 million people. His will still continues to drive people across the world. His will drove mankind. And there is nothing as powerful as will. Are you with me? That is the greatest gift that you have. This ability, this will. Are you with me? This is where it comes from. The roots come from here. From here, it bears fruit here. Are you with me? And it is will that changes the world. It's will that draws the boundaries that we live by. The countries that we live in have borders that were drawn by will. Are you with me? Indomitable will, Baba. That is the greatest secret. Which leads us to the next. It's easy to stand in the crowd, but it takes courage to stand alone. You see, I'm standing here sharing with you nothing original from me. I'm sharing with you a message that belongs equally to us all. A message that's a gift of a man who lived a life that changed history forever. Are you with me? And we are all blessed that we still live within his memory. That his memory continues to live within us. Are you with me? It's easy to stand in the crowd, but it takes courage to stand alone. Now, what's another meaning of that? The other meaning to that is very simple. When you're very happy, you're surrounded. When you're successful, you're surrounded. Hena? But when you are miserable, and when you're broke, and when you're down, you're alone. But let me tell you one thing. That's the time where your path to victory begins. When you can say, I am nothing, because you have hit ground zero, that's the time that you can start. Are you with me? Having courage means you have nothing but courage. Are you with me? And that is the greatest gift. Courage is born in your heart. And from there comes will. And from there, you change the world. Are you with me? When he talked about his dreams, he was alone. When he fought, he was alone. And when he was alone in jail, he was alone. Are you with me? But that is the message that he has left you. His message is, there is no prison in the world that can hold me. Are you with me? That the only real prison in life that we all have, this is the prison of our minds. This is the prison that we must all break free. So if you're going to stand up and you're going to touch the sky, if you're going to change the world, if you're going to be different, if you're going to be mad, then the first place to start is break free from here, this prison, because this prison is the worst one of all. It takes courage to stand alone, but easy to stand in a crowd. So that's another meaning to this very powerful message. Extremely powerful message. When people are saying, yeah, you're right, be careful. Be worried. Because you are among the majority. And anybody is safe to stand there and say, yeah. Are you with me? But when they condemn you and put you down and say you're wrong, you know you have begun the right path. Don't let them steal your dreams. Don't let them dictate your life. You can choose to lead others, or you can choose to be led by others. And that's the choice you're going to have to make. But to lead, more often than not, you have to be alone. You want to be led, join the crowd. Are you with me? And then we come to the next. And he says, our greatest ability as humans is not to change the world, but to change ourselves. Changing the world is easy, Baba. Are you with me? Changing the world is easy. All you need is the traditional strength, power. You need military, you need armies. Are you with me? People celebrate the life of great conquerors like Alexander the Great, Napoleon. Are you with me? Why? Because they were great conquerors. What did they do very well? They kill very well. Are you with me? And they conquered. Are you with me? But this man conquered only himself. And by conquering himself, he conquered us all. So change. Change before you are changed. Change because there is nothing else but change. Change because if you don't change, you're moving backwards. Change because that's the only way that you will know that you are alive. Are you with me? And the next. The only tyrant I accept in this world is the still voice within. One of the lessons that I learned from him is this simple act of silence. Every day of my life begins in silence. And the silence that gives me strength also awakens a voice within me, the voice of my conscience. And the voice of my conscience is the only voice that dictates what I do. The voice within me that speaks is the only thing that is my Lord and Master, my conscience. Because conscience is His voice speaking. Are you with me? But in order to hear your conscience, you have to first stop all the sound around you. All the commotion in everybody else's minds. All the commotion around you just simply creates emotion within you. But when the commotion dies down and you start to listen in that silence, then He speaks. And the voice of your conscience starts to become louder. Are you with me? Therein lies your greatest guidance. Again, I come back to that one point. The answer is you, my friend. You are the answer that you came looking for. And we come to yet another great message from him. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Which simply means live today as if it is your last day. Are you with me? Live every second so that it counts, because today is the only thing you have. But plan as if you're going to live for 100 years. Are you with me? And that is where you need to live. Between living for one day as if it is your last and planning for 100 years. The next. You can't change how people treat you or what they say about you. All you can change is how you react to it. You allow people to upset you, to frustrate you, to annoy you, to pull the wind out of your sails, to destroy you. But these are the same people you will never go to for advice. Does that make sense? Why would you allow people you will never respect to destroy your life? Are you getting my point? So powerful, this statement. You can't change how people treat you. what they say about you, and it matters not. Let them laugh. Let them call you mad. If they say you're mad, you say, yes, I am. What do you say? Yes, if they say you're mad, what do you say? Yes, because you will laugh last. And we come to another very powerful statement. A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. The instant you decide truly in your mind that, yes, I am going to be successful. Yes, I am going to do this. Yes, I'm going to change the world. Yes, I am going to make a difference. Whatever it is, the instant you can feel it, you can breathe it, and you can live it, and allow no doubts in that mind, then it will come to you. But to be able to do that, you have to conquer this mind. This mind is the one who tells you, no, you cannot do it. Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Why do it? Why? I mean, every time you want to start something, what destroys you? This mind. Are you with me? And you need to be free of this mind in order to become what you dream about. Are you with me? So if you're going to dream, the first thing you have to remember, conquer yourself. Then your dreams become true. Change who you are, and the world will change. And as he says, what you think, you become. So start thinking. Start believing. Start living. I went for a session where they played this advertisement by Radio Italia. And it moved me to tears. I was sitting there quietly and I saw this advertisement and I began to cry. Let them laugh. Let them call you mad. If they say you're mad, you say, yes, I am. What do you say? Yes, if they say you're mad, what do you say? Yes, because you will laugh last. And we come to another very powerful statement. A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. The instant you decide truly in your mind that, yes, I am going to be successful. Yes, I am going to do this. Yes, I'm going to change the world. Yes, I am going to make a difference. Whatever it is, the instant you can feel it, you can breathe it, and you can live it, and allow no doubts in that mind, then it will come to you. But to be able to do that, you have to conquer this mind. This mind is the one who tells you, no, you cannot do it. Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Why do it? Why? I mean, every time you want to start something, what destroys you? This mind. Are you with me? And you need to be free of this mind in order to become what you dream about. Are you with me? So if you're going to dream, the first thing you have to remember, conquer yourself. Then your dreams become true. Change who you are, and the world will change. And as he says, what you think, you become. So start thinking. Start believing. Start living. I went for a session where they played this advertisement by Radio Italia. And it moved me to tears. I was sitting there quietly and I saw this advertisement and I began to cry. Because this did not come from any one of us. It came all the way across the sea. From, of all places, Italy. And it moved me so much because in this advertisement they asked one question. What would we do if he was here? So for a moment, close your mind. Close all of the sound around you. And see this the way that I saw it. See this advertisement the way that I saw it. And see whether it affects you the same way as it did me. I give you. I can't think of a single individual throughout history that has been able to make the kind of impact on mankind the way that he did. Are you with me? We belong to an industry that is simply built on one thing and one thing only. That the only way, the pathway to success depends upon us building others up, carrying others up. Are you with me? Our strength, come here to me to find answers, Baba. You are your own answer. Stop looking everywhere. You are the answer. Who is the answer? Who is the answer? Who is the answer? The answer is I am. Who is the answer? Are you with me?